Yeah, Deep, tell me.
Oh, it's
Can you
recording.
record? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
recording.
I am Toastmaster Hertz, your sergeant at arms for today. Welcome you all to the 584th meeting of Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club, Bangalore. I would like to start with the mission of our Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. For every Toastmasters, we have few guidelines which we follow. Number one, mute your phone, mute your mic if you are a non-speaker. Number two, I would like to request all the speakers to refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics to avoid hurting the sentiment of our audience. Number three, I would like to request you to turn on the videos to keep our speakers motivated. Number four, I would like to request guests to mention their name and club name. And if you are a non-Toastmaster, you may mention the name and just mention guest. And number five, the main thing is not to forget to have fun. Okay. I would like next to talk about a person who surprised me with his gestures, vocal variety, and wonderful expression in the first speech I heard from him. A marathon runner, fitness and yoga freak. He has participated in multiple states and national level long distance running at state and national masters game and athletes. Completed 6 full marathons of 42.20 kilometers. He is the second place winner of the Area B1 speech evaluation contest. I'd like to invite our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Milan. Toastmaster Milan, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha, for the kind words. I, Milind Kulakar, the president of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, declare the Speech Weaver Club's 584th meetings open. Are we not impacted directly due to potholes on the road of Bangalore or any other city of India? To quote a friend who was a doctor, died here on her way to Vellore from Bangalore on the highway 2 years ago. A team member of mine lost her limbs while she was riding his bullet in potholes related accident. Unquote. This is what Pratap Bhimsena Rao narrated his two incidents which triggered him to co-found the concept Pothole Raja initiative. Pothole Raja is a social organization which on their own voluntarily identify the potholes in around Bangalore and with their own time and money close those potholes without taking any help from the corporation or anyone else. According to the co-founder, Pratap Bhimsena Rao, the road infrastructure technology used in Bangalore and maybe in India is at least 70 years old. Is there any specific reason for adopting a 70 years old road infrastructure technology? You may think, after all, our poor Bangalore Municipal Corporation do not have funds for the latest road infrastructure technology. I too thought so until I came to know about from an independent analysis which carried out the investment and expenditures which was made for the last 5 years. According to them, 10,018 crores. Yes, 10,018 crores. 10,018 crores have been paid for city projects across 198 wards of Bangalore. Details of those informations are available online, namabnp.org. Moreover, for the current year 2020-2021, rupees 10,895.84 crores have been budgeted for road infrastructure. Of course, money does not seem to be the issue at all. Well, then why do we have potholes? Guess you know the reasons. Toastmasters, honored guest, it's time for all of us to start asking uncomfortable questions to our elected representatives at the corporation. Or better still, take active role in the corporation administration. Elections are around the corner, slated around February 2021. So get ready, brace yourself, fasten your seatbelt, and overcome the winter. The way Goddess Durga did when she was challenged by the demon. She fastened courage, she took weapons and fought that Mahishasura. And that's what we are celebrating today, the Vijayadashmi, the day when the evil was demolished by a lady. Let's take a plea today, an oath that we ourselves will take the bull by the horn. Now it's time for having some fun quotient in our meeting. Because every meeting, if you want to learn something, there has to be some amount of fun. And for that, we have a joke master. He's going to cut a joke at you. But remember, when it comes to sincerity, dedication, perseverance, he's epitome of all. He's a club secretary and he makes sure within 24 hours, the minutes of the meeting are ready. Give any role, he's always ready. In fact, today he's having 2 roles. So please join me in welcoming the joke master of the day, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, DTM Milanji. Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. This is a doctor and patient dialogues. So the doctor asked the patient, now tell me what's wrong with you? I'm worried about my future. The patient answers, doctor, I'll give you a year's treatment. It will be £100 a month. Patient, that takes care of your future. What about mine? Next, a little boy went to ballet for the first time with his father, was amazed to see all the girls dancing on their toes. Finally, he turned to his father and asked, why don't they just get tall girls, Dad? Next, in a church, one Sunday morning, a preacher said, anyone with special needs who wants to be, please come forward to the main altar. With that, Peter got in line, and it was his turn to turn. The preacher asked, Peter, what do you want me to pray about for you? He replied, preacher, I need you to pray for help with my hearing. The preacher put one finger on one hand on Peter's ear, placed the other hand on the top of his head, and then the whole congregation joined with him with the prayer. After a few minutes, the preacher removed his hands, stood back and asked, Peter, how is your hearing now? Peter answered, I don't know. My hearing is actually next Thursday in the magistrate court. Can I have one more? Is the time up or one?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
In a epitaph in a cemetery, it is written, here lies the father of 26. He would have had more, but he didn't have time. Young man, the doctor exclaimed to his rapidly convalescing patient, you are very remarkable, recover to your wife's tender care, said the patient. That is excellent. I am still unmarried. The woman sends a text to her husband, honey, don't forget to buy bread. When you come home from work and your girlfriend Valentine greets you. Husband, who is Valentine? Wife, nobody. I wanted you to answer to have confirmation that you saw my text. Husband, but I am with Valentine right now. I thought you saw me. Wife, what? Where are you? Husband, near the neighborhood bakery. Wife, I am covering right now. I am coming over there after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, his wife sends a message. Am I at the bakery? Where are you? The husband says, I am at work. Now that you are at the bakery, buy the bread. That's all. Over to you.
Thank you for making our day today. Thank you for that. Now it's time to kickstart our meeting, for which we have an MC. The MC seems to have some boon from Goddess Durga. As Goddess Durga had 10 arms to do multiple tasks, our Toastmaster Day doesn't have 10 arms, but he keeps on doing multiple tasks anytime. Give him any role, any absenteeism, he will take that role. And whatever he does with sincerity and dedication. And he was our Toastmaster of the month, the first Toastmaster of the month for the current term. So please join me in welcoming the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, DTM Milind, for your wonderful introduction. Good evening, Toastmaster and guests. And today's theme is Winter is Coming. Winter is not a season, it's a celebration. As October come to an end and we are moving toward winter season and lots of festivals. So today we are celebrating Dussehra, and in another 15 days we will be celebrating Diwali and Christmas, then New Year all together. And all these festivals bring us joy and happiness, isn't it? So we used to eat lot of good foods during this time. Even moreover, I like to go for a winter trip with my maternal uncle to my one and only hill station in Madhya Pradesh known as Panchmadi. We went on to that trip when I was in college during winter season, and I really enjoyed his company. So I am planning to go again there. As many of you know, there are you might have heard the huge gargantuan human-like creature such as snowman or yeti. Haven't you heard of it? Is it? So there are many interesting stories about them. And is it? It may be true or not, and it might be a myth as well. So what do you get when you cross a snowman with vampire? Anybody? What do you get when you cross a vampire with a snowman? So you
Snowfire.
will get a frostbite. So winter is a time of comfort, warm, and good food. And winter is also one of my favorite season. I enjoy eating lot of lot of dishes prepared by my mother, especially carrot puddings or sweet like chikki made of nuts and gram flour. Many elderly people in our family told us that you should enter good food, dry fruits in winter to keep your health at top level. And similarly, chipmunks, squirrels, and raven used to store their food for winter. Some animal used in scatter farming is or other used like hoard it in a one place. So my dear friend and guest, enjoy the winter season and eat good food for your health and happiness. To move ahead in the meeting, I would like to give you why I would like to ask you why Toastmaster is important and how it can be beneficial for us. I would say by joining Toastmaster, we can be a good public speaker and attain leadership skills. In my personal experience, when I when I look back to 7th or 8th month before, I used to be a quite shy or introvert kind of guy. After joining Toastmaster, in 6 to 7 months, I have changed a lot myself. I am trying to take lead in my club or in my office and everywhere whenever I socialize with people. So let's move ahead with the meeting. So every Toastmaster meeting divided into three sections. The first one is prepared speech, where any speaker will give a prepared speech to fulfill his or her pathway or project objective. The second one is table topic session, where a topic will be given to you by a table topic master and general evaluation session. So let's start with a general evaluator and his team to introduce their role. So today our general evaluator is also she also likes winter and she also enjoys sleepy morning, Christmas and find it magical. She fond of eating cakes and sipping coffee. She is currently SA in our club and lead our club recently for a humorous speech contest. She is currently working as a UX designer, love arts, sketching, and maintaining a sketchbook. So put your hands together to welcome our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Vandana. Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mayur, for this wonderful introduction. So we are here to kind of look at how we can do each of our roles or our speeches in a better way. So we have evaluation to also look back at what we could have done better. To assist me in this role, I have a tag team. And for this, I'd like to call upon the timer for today. Um, Timer, Deepa, can you help me with the timer for today?
Yes. Good evening, speech weavers, Toastmasters, and guests. I'm the timer for today's meeting, and my duty would be to keep a track on all the time that is spent and manage the meeting effectively with regards to time management. So I will be using virtual backgrounds to highlight if your time is up. So in whatever role you are, if I display the green card, it means that you are coming to the close to the end of the required duration of your screen time. And when I display the yellow card, it means that you're somewhere in the mid mid-time and you are supposed to wrap up. And when I show the red card, it's high time that you stop speaking and hand over to the next speaker. So I will display the red card for around 30 seconds, so by which you have to transfer your role to the next speaker. So that's my role for today. Hope everybody keeps up with the time. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, timer for today, Toastmaster Deepa, for taking up this role, which I think we were trying to figure out who would take it up. So always being enterprising. So let's also remember that each speaker or role player has to pin the timer before you speak. So it is also your responsibility to help manage our time by pinning the timer right before you go and speak. Next, I'd like to call the R counter for today, Toastmaster Harsh. Over to you to explain your role. Toastmaster Harsh.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vandana. Okay, so my role as the R counter is to count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you may use when you are speaking. I'll be observing and taking notes of words such as like. Having said that, but right used unintentionally when your mind is searching for the next appropriate word. Similarly, unintentionally long pauses, which may adversely impact the speech value. These are the filler words that affect the effectiveness of a speech. I'll present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to you, general evaluator of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh. Next, I'd like to call upon our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Joseph. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Evaluator Vandana. I will start with the word of the day, apricity, meaning the warmth of the sun in winter. The usage is, as he stood in the sunshine, apricity began to cover him like a woolen sweater. As a grammarian, I would note down the good use of the language and also incorrect use of a language, incomplete sentence and sentence that change direction in midstream, incorrect grammar. And the word of the day, I request the audience to acknowledge when the word of the day is used by any speaker by showing thumbs up. I would give my report when I am called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph. Let's all use the word for the day and improve our vocabulary. Next, I'd like to call upon the listener to explain her role. I'd like to call Toastmaster Sushma. Over to you.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmaster and dear guest. Today, I will be playing the role of listener. Being a good listener is as important as being a good speaker. As a listener, I would pay attention to all speakers and I would make a note of few questions, interesting tidbits of information. And at the end of the session, I would ask few questions, just whether attentive or not. Yeah, over to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushma. Next, I'd like to hand over to a Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vandana, for your wonderful tag team and your GE role. We will get you back once the meeting is over to give your report. Now, I would like to invite our first speaker, and before that, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Deepa, to read his project guideline.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Mayur. Our first speaker for today is attempting his level 3 project 1, and the purpose of the speech is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The project also requires the member to share some aspect of his previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to the TMO.
Thank you so much, Deepa. So our first speaker, he also likes winter season as we are a hot country, and he loves feel of chilly winter but not like a winter of Himalayas. To keep himself warm in the winter, he usually try to drink in the evening, scotch in the evening, and hot coffee in the morning, and with newspaper. He is member of a Smart City Toastmaster Kochi, working as an enterprise IT solution architect, and he is a Toastmaster for past 2 years. He loves reading and cycling as well. He is attempting his level 2 project 3 from strategic relationship pathway with the title We Are All Protege of Unsuspecting Mentors. We are all protege of unsuspecting mentors. Please put your hand together to welcome Toastmaster James. Toastmaster James, over to you.
A friend who is an ordinary daily wage driver and a famous author who wrote inspiring personality book. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. These are the two mentors I could immediately remember, whom I became a real protege. Let us go back to the year 1999. I did my PG. I was back at home in the rural area in Kerala, and something very drastic crisis happened in our life. My father got seriously ill. Suddenly, being the elder son, everything fell on my shoulder. I had to take care of everything, all finances, hospitals, and everything. More importantly, I had to borrow money from others. I didn't know. All the folks I thought who had money, or relatives, or friends, or neighbors, they tried to run away because they knew the situation we are in. Then one day, still remember that day, almost fourth or fifth day in hospitalization and after taking over family responsibility. I was sitting outside in the hospital and I didn't know how to pay the first installment of some X amount. And my friend came, he was the driver, I told you. He came and sat with me and he handed me over 5,000 rupees. That's a big money then. And that's almost a weekly earning for him. Or not earning, weekly income of all his trips and everything. And I told him, hey, Shibu, I can't pay this back. I don't know when and how I will be going to repay it. And he told me a simple sentence, James, what else are you going to do? And at that moment, and he left. And that night, I kept on crying because he taught me a biggest lesson in my life. There are people out there who really cares about you. He was my mentor in that aspect. And that single truth alone, that single fact alone helped me manage and overcome that crisis because I had to borrow money. I didn't go after people with money. I went after people who actually cared for me. And believe me, there are so many people out there. You will get surprised. And I was a protege, and I was an extremely good protege for him, though he till now didn't know that he was a mentor. After 3 or 4 years down the line, 2002, crisis passed, and I was still searching for a job. I did my PG in civil and asked everybody who passed out of college after 1995. I was looking for a job in IT or civil. I didn't get anywhere. So I asked anybody else from the rural area in South India, you go to Bangalore or Chennai. So I went to Chennai. This is where my friends were working. And friends is always there to punish them, right? That's their fate to have such friends. Their fate, not our fate. So I went there. I get into a room with my friend. His only sin was he was my roommate in college, nothing else. I was at completely my bottom, all the negativity. I didn't know what to do. I was searching job. I knew Java. And 2002, you don't believe me, those times, Java was out of market. Applet was down, Java was out. And we didn't know what to do. Every day morning I wake up and I walk into the streets in Chennai. Those days, we didn't have Facebook, YouTube, and everything to pass time. What you do typically watch TV channels or books. And books are costly. So what you do typically, you in Chennai and Bangalore, any metropolitan, you can see all these pirated, cheap books of well-known authors. It's illegal, but that's the only way people, jobless youngsters get to read. So I saw this book, and the caption was very interesting to me, the title. I told you I was dull, I didn't know what to do. I lost all hope about getting a good job. Then the book title was The Power of Positive Thinking. 50 rupees, 30 rupees, I don't remember. I gave the money and got the book. I read it. That author, Norman Vincent Peale, he, through his words and examples in that book, gave me hope. All my logic, all my brain, all my algorithms told me that it's extremely difficult to get a job. And the technology was kind of, nobody's looking for Java. But I had a hope. I stick to that. Within a couple of days, my attitude changed. My friends started helping me. I spent time more on that. I attended interviews. Almost after a few weeks, I got the job. 6-7 weeks, I think. But that single lesson, he mentored me. He gave me hope. I never met the author. I don't know, he actually passed away from the world while I was doing my degree times. But he was my mentor. Without him, you ever know that there's a person in a village in India who is going to read his book and get inspired. I was a good protege for him. Friends, fellow Toastmasters. Mentoring does not happen just like that. You cannot wait for mentors. Yes, mentoring and coaching are different. We know the differences. And it's not everybody gets a true mentor in life and true mentor in a professional life. Doesn't come that easy. But there are unsuspecting mentors who appear in our life in form of a dialogue, in form of a book, maybe a dialogue in a movie, a character, we don't know. Look out for that and be a good protege. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, James, for your wonderful speech on mentoring and a lot of information about how you got mentorship from your friend and how you have to borrow money from your friend and the positivity you took from Norman Lewis's book. So with this, I would like to move to our second speaker, and our second speaker, before moving toward him, I would like to invite our evaluator second to DTM Milind to read his project guideline. DTM Milind, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mayur. The second speaker has chosen the path effective coaching, and today is attempting is level 3. The purpose of the project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. The speaker is working to add humor to a speech through anecdotes and stories. The speech should not be a report on the contents of, within inverted comma, know your sense of humor project. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, DTM Milind. So our second speaker is a IT professional and he is a self-help content creator. You can find his channel detail over his Zoom DP. He like to cook as well and he don't like winter. His favorite foods depend on his mood and current situation. And he is attempting his level 3 project too, as mentioned by DTM Milind. And his title is Keep Dreaming, Toastmaster Santosh. Toastmaster Santosh, keep dreaming. Over to you.
There is only one difference between the great Indian scientist APJ Abdul Kalam and me. Kalam had dreams. Even I have dreams, but only dreams. Oh, Toastmaster of the day and fellow dreamers. The first time I woke up on this planet, I had my first sleep instead of first cry. Deeply saddened, my father said, "Rest in peace." The doctor corrected, "He is sleeping in peace." Being an Orthodox family, my parents believed in waking up early in the morning and participating in some spiritual rituals, whereas I was like a narcotic plant in a forest full of sandalwood trees. Every morning, my mom had one big job to wake me up. She tried switching off the fan. I slept in that warmth. She tried to play some lullabies. I enjoyed to that slight music. She even tried pouring some water at me. I got a dream that I am enjoying in Niagara Falls. She failed probably more than Thomas Alva Edison while attempting to correct my sleep patterns. At school, my teacher said, "Santosh, you have 100% attendance for sleeping in the classroom." College days were very competitive, you know. When all my friends were getting outstanding performance in academics, I started giving peak performance on bed. I am speaking about my sleep. I came to the fourth year of engineering and I had one dream job, to become a software tester. No, a matrix tester. I could imagine myself sleeping on hundreds of matrices on daily basis and feel them. Unfortunately, I could not attend that interview as I overslept that morning. I finally managed to get into an IT firm thinking that I can sleep without taking any projects. But the HR was very strict. She allocated me to a project, that too in the morning shift. 3 years of sleeping at work, and obviously I was not promoted. My father started lamenting that my bad sleeping habits are impacting my career as they affect my focus, logical thinking, and memory. He's right. I often tend to forget things and repeat them. Aiming to grow in my career, I met a doctor who looked as beautiful as a cheer girl in IPL. She taught me something known as 6-9-6 technique. Let's do it together. 6 seconds. Inhale. 9 seconds. Hold. And 6 seconds. Release. As she demonstrated the technique, our eyes met and my heart melted. I learned the technique, but I started sleeping even more because I started getting that doctor in my dreams. Before 2 years, I got an opportunity to visit England on some official work. Unfortunately, all the flights were scheduled before 7 in the morning. So I gave up. Not my sleep, but the opportunity itself. My dear friends, many miracles in this world happened when people were sleeping. Early man, when he was sleeping and tired, threw a rock. And we have fire. An apple fell on Isaac Newton. Not when he was running, but when he was sleeping. My dear friends, how many of you have dreams? We all live for our dreams, right? Even I had many dreams and I have fulfilled them in just single night. Want to know some? I won the World Championship of Public Speaking. Not once, but 2 times. I became the Toastmasters International President. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. The best of all, I saved Deepika Padukone from NCB and she married me. Dear friends, if you are not able to achieve your dreams in reality, why not achieve them when you are sleeping? Kalam said, dream is not something that comes in your sleep. Dream is something that does not let you sleep. But he slept more than anyone else. Kalam dreamt of Vision 2020. Come 2020, we have COVID-19. But he is still a hero because at least he dreamt about it. That's the reason why I love to see people sleep these days. Very recently, I went on a date with a girl and she started to sleep when I started speaking. I instantly fell in love with her. At Toastmasters, they say there are speeches to inspire, speeches to motivate, and speeches to inform. But I give speeches to make others sleep. You all may want to become motivational speakers, but I want to become a motivational sleeper. My dream became true when one day I got an SMS telling that my speech was the worst speech ever heard by a girl. My dear friends, if you are not able to achieve your dreams in reality, achieve them in sleep. Keep sleeping. Hit the snooze button. Keep dreaming. Toastmaster of the day, please give 10 minutes of silence after my speech because the audience may want to sleep. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. We won't be able to sleep after your speech as we enjoyed your humor a lot throughout the speech, and we really enjoyed your analogy given by you, different analogies and dreams, your dreams and Kalam dreams. So before moving to the next segment of our session meeting, winter is also, we face a lot of challenge in winters, and one thing is we whenever we go outside in the morning, early morning, so our vehicle don't get start, so we took help from our neighbor or any person from roadby to kick start our bike or push our car to get it started. And that's why I would like to ask you one question. What did IC Road say to the truck? Anyone? So it says, want to go for a spin? Okay, I will give you another one. What's the favorite drink of a snowman?
Hot chocolate.
Iced tea. Okay, so let's move ahead to our second segment of the meeting, and it's a table topic session. And she also like winter, and it remind her to enjoy his warm, stylish cloth, and she love to take hot cup of coffee all the time throughout the day in winters. Currently, she is a principal and like listening to music, reading, and dance as well. In addition to her portfolio, she like to understand different kind of people, how their thought process works, and as each one of us are different and interesting person. So put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster, table topic master of the day, none other than Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mayur, for that wonderful introduction. Every creature looks for apricity during winter, but unfortunately, winter solstice is a day where it is not possible. Now, winter solstice is the day with the shortest period of daylight and the longest night of the year. This was just for our information. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Here we are in the segment of table topics. So what do we do in the table topics? Toastmaster challenges each and every member with the table topics by encouraging the members to speak on a given topic to improve the impromptu communication skills. So we also want to give every member who has participated in the meeting to speak. So this is another opportunity. Those who are not taking any role, they can take up these topics and speak about it. Now, table topics is specifically designed to develop these skills. One is listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. So today I have few topics where each one of you will be given a minimum of 1 minute to a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds to speak. Keep a watch at your time. So let's start with our first topic. And this time I would not ask for volunteers. I have a couple of names already written, so I would ask them to take part. So can I have Mr. Harsh as the first table topics?
Yes.
Harsh,
Sure.
are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. The topic for you will be one winter advertisement that I remember. One winter advertisement that you remember.
Okay. So one winter advertisement which I remember. So it's like I've watched many advertisements regarding the winter. So some of the funny ones, like one was related to, I guess it was jockey's advertisement. If I'm just able to recall it like slightly. So it was a very funny advertisement. Um, uh, so sorry, I'm just like recalling the ads like it's coming up. Um, I'm not able to recall any ads as of now.
Okay.
Yeah, can I try any other topic? Is that possible?
Yeah, you can, please.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you
What
the
would it be?
next topic. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you. My favorite winter wear that I keep ready every year before winter arrives. My favorite winter wear.
Okay, so I have a long coat with me and that I really like to wear. And whenever like I wait for the winter for that particular coat. So that is more kind of a US style coat. And but like in India, usually people don't wear the long coats here. But I really like that particular coat. And whenever winter comes, I am very excited that the winter is coming and I'll get a chance to wear that particular coat. And so whenever the winter comes, even if it's less winter, I just try to wear that coat, and maybe I don't go outside too much with that coat, so thinking what people will think. But I do wear it at my home, and my friends may like ask me, why you are wearing such long coat in the home? I always tell like I love it. Like it's like this is all which I was waiting for, like the winter I was waiting for. So yeah, like that is one of the dress which is like I really like, and I wait for the winter to come to wear this. And whenever we have bike trip also, I go for with that particular long coat. Like people ask like they have good jackets and all, and like I have that long coat and the bike also. So people like start making fun, but I don't care, and I really like that coat. So yeah, that's it. Over to you, Toastmaster Aswini.
Thank you so much, Harsh. I'm sure each one of us will have one of our favorite winter wear that we cherish and keep it very safe. Thank you so much. Now our next table topics will go to Jayasuriya. Jayasuriya, are you there?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm here.
Right. Thank you. The topic for you is my cravings on a cold, windy, chilly evening during winter. My cravings on a cold, windy, chilly evening on a winter.
Mm, Thanks for the opportunity to tell about winter. My
Can we
favorite
see you,
season is
Mr.
winter.
Jayasuriya?
Can
Your video is
Can you turn on your video?
turn on your video, please.
Pause.
it's dim light, so I can speak. Can we speak?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
Um, yeah, ma'am. Winter is my favorite season because they have a lot of holidays and many functions are comes at the time, like Deepavali and Christmas, New Year. We buy new dresses and we enjoy that sessions. We in the evening, winter is the cooling climate. In the evening, which makes uh, more feeling chilly. So everybody feel active at the time. They have more what I say. They have feeling happy at the time. I like winter, ma'am. That's all, ma'am.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Good effort. Thank you so much, Mr. Jaiswal. With the next table topic, and that goes to Gunashilan. Mr. Gunashilan.
Yeah, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. And the topic for you is, if I have to paint during a winter on a canvas board, what would I paint? What would you paint?
I would like to paint mountains, the hilly regions. In winter, they show very gorgeous to see. Then trees, birds. I like painting also, so I thought that mountains and hills are best to paint. So that's all, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well tried. So next we have Mr. Raghavendra. Is Mr. Raghavendra there for the
Yep.
next table?
Good evening. Good
Very
evening.
good. Yes. The topic for you is my favorite winter movie that I remember.
Yeah. So I thought guests would be spared, but yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah. So winter, the time I personally don't like a lot. I like when it is more sun, more bright, and so on. It's the gloomy environment actually makes me feel a little bit sad. So I always try to use those happy lights. So there are a couple of places where, because of this gloominess, they have lights which make it very bright, and those are referred as happy lights. So I try to keep it more lit and more brighter. So since we cannot go out on such times and enjoy a lot, so I spend good amount of time, of course, inside the house and watching movies. And one such movie which I liked watching with the family was this Baby's Day Out. So the movie itself has a little bit of winter. That winter is good for me to enjoy. But me in the winter or in the rain or in the snow, it's a little bit tricky. So my favorite movie has been Baby's Day Out. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And if I can remember, my favorite winter movie would be Almost Christmas. I think I watch it almost every year during the winter. Yeah.
Super.
Here we go. The next table topics. do we have Damodaran?
Yeah, I'm
I
here.
think.
Actually, I have a voltage fluctuation issue, so I've joined.
Pardon me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have a voltage fluctuation issue here, so I can't on my video
Okay.
camera because I was running in modem.
All right, no issues.
Yeah.
So the table topic for you would be the most memorable or the most romantic winter day of my life.
Oh, you're throwing me a tough question that is romantic, but okay. Uh, can I take that romantic because now I'm 17. I'm very feeling awkward to answer this question.
Memorable.
Can I take
Most
that
memorable winter
or
day.
can you memorable? Okay, yeah,
Memorable.
okay. The most memorable winter day was I was studying, I guess, 7th grade, and there was a cousin for me. His name is Harsh, and what he's telling to me was, I have brought you a gift, and I was thinking, oh, I thought he will bring me some small things like I guess some sweets or something like that. But what he did was he suddenly shocked me with an iPhone. Like whoa, like wow, that's fantastic. Like that moment was a memorable winter for my day because he came to my house when there is a Deepavali. Deepavali, I guess Deepavali ended that time. Yeah. So I would like to mention that it is my memorable day. Yeah, thank you. Is there
Thank you
anything
so much. Thank
I
you.
want to mention? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. So may I now have a volunteer for one more topic, please? Toastmaster Mayur, would you help me with anyone volunteer,
Okay.
please?
I can.
I'll try, Ashwini.
That's Sushma.
Okay, no, you can give to him, Jai Shurya. Who is there? Santosh? James.
James.
You can
Oh,
give to James. You can give to
right.
James.
Thank you. Over to you, James. The last topic for the day, table topics. Winter in the view of a person who do not have a shelter. Winter in the view of a person who do not have a shelter.
Uh, Table topic master and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Anything from the view of a have not is always painful, and winter especially, because India as a hot place, you are used to hot and other climate, and you don't need even, you can just have you can sleep if you don't have a shelter. But comes winter, it's harsh in most of the places in India, and you need something to cover up. There are in India itself or other places where the poor folks on the streets, hundreds and thousands of people die because of not getting proper shelter. That's why most of the time you see a lot of people donating blankets do the time. And some of you already might have done in cities. So from an eye of a person who doesn't have a proper shelter, winter is really, really harsh. And I don't think he's going to enjoy anything. He is always praying, let this winter pass. I want to move to summer. And I don't think even he enjoys the festivals too as well because it's hard for him. Or to you, Table.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster James. So that is it from my end. Over to you, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwini, for your wonderful table topic session. And firstly, you started with winter red. So I would like to say there are many winter reds like Lux Fuji or Monte Carlo. There are hundreds of this kind of ad every year starts in the winter season, and they always depict a wonderful story of about that topics. And then you talk about canvas, how you will paint, how what kind of canvas you will paint, and favorite winter movies. So I have a long list of the movies, and I want to watch Frozen. It is recommended to me by many people, and most of you have watched that movie. Titanic, isn't it? It's the very, you can say, a winter movie. And 2 3 years back, the movie came, The Revenant. So I enjoyed your topic very much, and that was very interesting topics. So now we are coming to end of our meeting today, and before we go ahead, I would like to call again our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Vandana, to give her report how our meeting went ahead and where we can improve on in next meetings. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Vandana. Toastmaster Vandana, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur. So let's all listen to how we did and how we can improve. So firstly, I'd like to call upon the first evaluator for our speaker, Toastmaster Joseph. I'd like to call Toastmaster Deepa to give her evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vandana, and to my target speaker, James. What a speech it was. I mean, who could guess that you were going to be talking about an author who was a mentor and who really changed the track of your life? I loved your script. There were many things going on right in your speech, especially the first thing that I noticed was you were standing up in an online meeting, which sometimes doesn't happen. People sit and they restrict themselves to a chair, and you took the effort to stand up, move the stage in whichever screen you were able to show us. And I like the plot line, the way you grabbed our attention with a crisis situation which you faced way back in 1999. And it was, I must tell you, a visual journey for me when you spoke about the difficult times you were in and how you found somebody who lent you some money, and how difficult it was, and you had a conversation that you brought in. Shibu, I can't pay. You know, the conversation, it brought in the emotions that you were going through. You could experience it vicariously when you were narrating it. And so it was you went chronologically, and so transitions were smooth, I must say. However, even though you brought in that dialogues, I really wish I could see more emphasis on the emotions and the using different tones for the different speakers, which you could have experimented with. That way, it will bring in more engagement of the audience. And I also like that. That's your strength, you know, the plot line, the script in general, and the visual journey, descriptive words. Those are the strengths that I noticed in your speech. And for areas of improvement, I felt that there were places wherein you could work on, you know, giving your script to a mentor to probably edit some of the tenses. There were some tenses which were going wrong. For example, you told everything fall into place when it must have been everything fell into place. So it actually it's a jarring word for somebody who's listening to the speech. So if you could work on before, because since it's a prepared speech, you can definitely do some homework before giving the speech. And also the title of the speech was "We Are All Proteges of Unsuspecting Mentor." I wish you could just have made it short and sweet, "Unsuspecting Mentors." That way you could keep the suspense of the audience as well. And all in all, great plot line. Thank you for bringing in the story about how normal Vincent Peale just transformed your life. And I also like the statement where you said conversations can be mentors, dialogues can be mentors, books can be mentors, authors can be mentors, people also can be mentors. And that really changed the image of what a mentor stands for in everybody's life. all the best for your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. That was a great evaluation. I liked how you started with the first highlight about how Toastmaster James used an author as a mentor, which was quite creative and innovative. And his references to his crisis, the crisis that he faced, and the tenses. I think you can also look at is probably if when you script it out and do a grammar check, I think all these things can be resolved. And the title, yes, I found it interesting, and I liked what Deepa suggested. If I were to add to Deepa's evaluation, I would say that there was a moment when you said crying, but you were smiling. And the thing is, you used humor very nicely. So I would say the only thing that you could probably do is your camera placement was below your eye level. So you're looking down. So if you can place it eye level, you will be more comfortable. Then more comfortable gestures will come out. All in all, we really enjoy this. So I'd like to ask everyone to give a big round of applause to Toastmaster James and evaluator Toastmaster Deepa. Thank you. I'd like to next call upon the second evaluator, Toastmaster Milind, for our speaker, Toastmaster Santosh. Over to you, Toastmaster Milind.
Santosh, are you there? Santosh, I have a complaint against you. You failed in your mission completely. You wanted me to sleep, but what you did, I was awake, and every incident of yours made my bones tickle. It was a funny tickling bones you did. Right from the beginning, you started that way. Right from you talked about Abdul Kalam, his quote, and what you gave about yourself. That was, so it seems you picked up that humorous technique of giving contradiction, a surprise element, right from your every incident of your life. And you did it with great aplomb. And you continued that way, all through with your body language, your vocal variety, your eye contacts, and even coming closer to the mic in the camera. So it was a humorous, more than a standing comedy, but actually it has a very beautiful link right from the beginning till end. And you also had a message that sleeping is not bad, because you had some records to show, whether it was Isaac Newton or some scientist, they also were sleeping when they discovered the best discovery of the human mankind. Now, only challenge which I have, it's not my challenge. That great Greek philosopher, he said, to make a speech impactful, you should have pathos, ethos, and logos. Now, ethos means you need to be authentic. In your case, the way you were full of energy right from the beginning until the end, I never felt that you seemed to be liking sleeping at all. You are a bundle of energy, and you passed on the energy to us. And if that is the case, I don't think you were authentic. Otherwise, as far as you were concerned, you met the speech project's requirement to the T. It was an awesome presentation by you. It was a humor right from beginning till the end. And every incident which you picked up, it's no joke, because humor is the most difficult thing. But it seems you have mastered the art of humor with these contradictions and surprise elements. And even in humor, you give a message that you can sleep, which will make me think, ponder over it. So now only concern which you want to concern. Be authentic if you want to. Otherwise, I'll leave it to you. I thoroughly enjoyed, and I look forward to you, Santosh.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Milind. To add to what Milind said, first of all, Milind, it's a very tricky to give a humorous evaluation for a humorous speech, and rightly highlighted about the contradiction where you lead the audience and then twist. So it was really good. I would say, Milind, I think some of the points, if you can start off in the beginning, so that I think you have more to offer. So in terms of particular areas of improvement, and if that I were to add to that, I would say that you used vocal variety a lot, but initially I felt that you were shouting. So I feel like you need to test your speaker right before you join, and you can see if what is the volume at which the audience is receiving. So I felt like the energy level was very high. So how can you do a little more low energies and keep switching? And your humor, it is very tricky to do humor. So you had a great script, and I could see from the audience that everyone was smiling, and you used props. So I would definitely comment for using that. So I'd like to ask everyone to give a round of applause to Toastmaster Santosh and our evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Milind. Thank you, everyone. Next, to talk about our table topics. Well, Ashwini, nice of you to start off with the theme, and you gave a great explanation on what exactly table topics is all about. And it is very important to always remind everyone what the timings are to qualify, and the colors that will be flashed. So it is good to remind, and maybe you could also ask all the speakers to pin the timer. And only thing is, I would say that you said this was just for your information, or you mentioned something like that. So let's just talk about it, and just move on to the topics. So that is one suggestion I would say. And your topics were really fun and interesting, and it was related to the theme. I love your energy, and that is the true sign of a great table topic master. I loved how you also gave Harsh one more opportunity to have another topic, because we are all here to encourage everyone, especially if it's a new member. To quickly talk about all the speakers, Harsh, I think you can just pause before you jump into the topic. That really helps to kind of collect your talks, your thoughts in your head. But the second attempt was so great, and you just went on. Thank you, Jayasurya, Gunashilan, Damodaran, and Raghavendra for attempting and attending our meeting and giving it a shot. And I loved how Raghavendra's speech started with, I thought you would spare the guests. So maybe you do not intend it, but it is humor that actually is great when you start the table topic like that. Thank you for being such a great sport and participating and making this meeting exciting. Next, I'd like to call upon our tag team to give their reports. Firstly, I'd like to call our timer, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepa.
Yes. So time management was done really well this meeting, I must say. Congratulations to everybody who participated. So here are the timings that were taken by the joke master. The joke master took 3 minutes 32 seconds. The presidential address was for 5 minutes 3 seconds. The Toastmaster of the day was pretty much close to 5 minutes in the beginning, when he introduced the entire theme and the format of our meeting. And then the table topic segment, I noted down the timings of the speakers, and everybody were within the time limit. I mean, we had one disqualification with his Gunashinal, who took just 35 seconds. Otherwise, Damodaran took 1 minute, Harsh took 1 minute 24 seconds, Raghavendra took 1 minute 18 seconds, James took 1 minute 5 seconds, and Jayasurya took 57 seconds. And the speakers, James took 6 minutes 34 seconds, and Santosh I'm sorry. I think I might have misplaced where I wrote that. But he was within the time limit. So he was somewhere in the yellow line, yellow mark. So, and that's about my report for the timers report. General evaluator is you're going on time. So everybody are sticking to the time. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. That was, I loved how you explained your role very crisply, and your report was just like you explained your role. I would suggest that you may avoid saying disqualification, and what you can do is you can quickly round up by saying the names of the people who qualified. So next, I'd like to call upon our counter, Toastmaster Harsh. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I will start with the prepared speeches. So there were two speakers, both the speaker, Toastmaster James and Santosh. I didn't find any word, pauses was appropriate, no filler words. Toastmaster of the day, Mayur, had one very small pause. For Joke Master and Grammarian Toastmaster Joseph Sir, I didn't find any word, pauses was appropriate, no filler words. Table topic, Toastmaster Aswani used 3 hours. Evaluator 1, Deepa used 3 hours. Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Milen Sir, I didn't find anything. General evaluator used 3 hours. In the table topic, myself, I'm not sure how many times I used work or took break. Jasuria had 2 small break. For guest Ragendra, there was no pauses, no filler words. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh. I'd like to comment on being a new member and being open to take up a second role in a meeting, and that too at last minute notice. Your report was also very quick, and it was funny how you added that you didn't have any hours. My only suggestion would be is to take a few pauses, and just breathe a little. It's great. I would love to see you taking up more roles. Next, I'd like to call upon our grammarian, Toastmaster Joseph. Over to you, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vandana. In general, the speakers are very good in their speeches, but there is at one place I would say the first speaker, whenever he speaks about himself, he should not say we. So that is one thing, and already Deepa pointed out, fell on my shoulder and something like that. There's one more thing is time degree. Instead of time degree, you could say degree codes. So that is the only thing. The second speaker, he said, I am a sleeper. Usually the sleeper is not referring to a person, if I am not wrong, because the sleeper is always referred to some inanimate object only. They could say, I am a sleeping person. The word apricity is not being used, if I am not wrong. If somebody is alerted also, I don't think that any of them
Ashwini used it.
Yeah, that is table topic master. I'm talking about 2 speakers, the prepared speakers. Coming to the table topics, the topics are very interesting, but unfortunately, there was some sort of what you call the unpreparedness, or I don't know, immediate takeover difficulties or something like that, because the construction of the sentences were not very proper. They try to do something, they attempt something, and they end up in something. Except for 2 persons, that is Damodran and James, they had spoke very well, and it was really good and interesting, and there is no such mistakes as I find. In general, everything was okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph. That was very well explained. I liked how your role also was very well explained. And yes, in impromptu speaking, we all face this, which is why wherever we are able to script our speeches, we can do so to avoid grammatical errors. But it's okay to make mistakes. We all learn from it. And definitely, I would suggest for you to highlight the number of times, at the end, while you're giving your report, about the number of times word of the day was used. And overall, it was a great meeting. And I would like to quickly just round off by talking about our Toastmaster of the day. Winter is coming. What a great theme and great timing. I would say that you can announce the theme a little more passionately. You were very well prepared. Your costume went with the theme. And I forgot to say I'll give you the report at the end of the day, but you covered that when I handed over to you, and you did a quick recall of a few highlights of the speakers. You used humor, and after the table topics, you used the topics and commented and did some movie references, which was great. I would only suggest that while even if you're referring to a script, just smile while you're speaking. There were a lot of times you were smiling, but there were times when you're reading the script that you forget to smile. So let's bring some happiness along with this winter, and few grammatical errors, but we improve with every time. And I would say you can also use your pauses more effectively. Where you place your pause can make it more effective. Overall, Toastmaster Mayur, thank you for keeping this meeting on track in terms of time. And that is what we've been striving to do at every meeting. And overall, I think our Sergeant at Arms had a great start, great energy, which is so important, a great introduction for our club president. Like I mentioned earlier, maybe you can do a few pauses. For our club president, I would say it's very nice how you choose one message every time, something to bring about some change in our thoughts or actions. It was a lovely introduction. And our joke master for today, I love how you are very open to taking up this very difficult role. But I would say when you say the jokes, don't say next. You just pause and you can move on to the next joke, and a little more voice modulation and you are good to go. I like how even you stuck to your time. So every role player contributed in keeping this meeting on track. And I think I've pretty much covered everyone. And thank you, SAA, for making everyone feel welcome before the meeting. You were friendly and welcoming. And you mentioned that in the chat window, you welcomed everyone to the meeting and you send the agenda. So these were things that exactly what SAA does. I would love to see everyone use the word of the day more. It is a difficult one, so but let's do that for every meeting. And I loved how our listener was very confident and explained her role very well. This is all that I have to add. I'd like to request everyone to focus on their pauses and to breathe. And if you're making pronunciation or grammatical errors, if you slow down, it helps. So let's all try that. And that's all for today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mayur.
What about listener questions?
Toastmaster Vandana, could you invite listener as well?
Listener question.
It's your role to invite the listener.
Okay. So now I would like to invite a listener of the day. So listener Shushma, Toastmaster Shushma, could you come over and take it?
Yeah, thank you, TM Mayur. I have prepared few questions to see if everyone was attentive. Just I would like to ask one thing. Should I choose or can I just generally can I ask the questions?
You can ask anyone. It's
okay.
Whoever will take it, he can say.
Okay. My first question was, what was the book James chose?
Power
when he was looking.
Thinking.
Yeah, very good. Correct. Okay. And another one, how much money his friend Shibu has given to James?
5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees.
Yes, sir. Very correct. And one more question. What was Santosh mother used to, what kind of techniques she used to wake him up? Any one of the things you can
pouring water, pouring water, music, and
yes,
lot of other things.
Yes. What was the technique which was suggested to Santosh by doctor to avoid oversleeping? What was the technique?
That is
Any other?
yoga technique. Breathe in for
9-6.
But how many? How many? There was a number he had mentioned.
Yeah, 6 minutes, 9-6.
No, 696. Yes, it was
Yeah.
correct. So this question anyone can take. What was the Kalam's dream? What was his dream, which is very well known for all of us. It is Kalam's,
To
Abdul
make
Kalam's.
greenish place and also technological hub, I guess. Not
Yeah,
audible,
it is.
thanks.
He's named it as Vision 2020. Okay, another one. What kind of outfit TM Harsh has mentioned to wear during which he likes during winter?
Long coat.
The long coat.
Yes. Okay, another. Who identifies potholes in Bangalore? His name, what was his name? Who identifies potholes in Bangalore? May I
Pothole
know his
Raja.
yes.
PBMP.
Yes, yes. How many incidents he has faced? How many incidents Pothole Raja faced? He has. Okay, let me tell you. He has faced 2 incidents. So he has faced. Okay, what did? Okay, from from our joke, what did the patient was suffering when he went visited a doctor? What was the patient was suffering when he visited a doctor? It is one of the joke TM Joseph has mentioned. The patient was suffering one
About his future. About his future.
So you have only also.
Yeah,
Yes, about
nobody is
his
telling.
future. So who who was suffering with ear problems? May I know his name? Who was suffering with he said ear problem, but it was not ear. What was his name? Who was he?
Peter. Peter.
Sir, you are only you are only saying. Okay, what is the TM Mayur's favorite season?
Winter.
Yes. Yes. Okay. What kind of food TM Mayur has mentioned? What he likes? What kind of food he likes when he visits grandparents?
Scotch whiskey.
Joseph sir is disqualified. He's answering he's hijacking everybody's role and he's answering his
And
question.
I didn't
I tell
say
you,
I like
he likes
Scotch.
chicky
And
and carrot
gram
halwa.
flour made of. It was not sweet made up of with the gram flour.
Yeah, it's
So
chicky only.
that chicky is groundnut made up of with groundnut, and the gram flour is also another one you have mentioned. That is also chicky
Okay.
only. Yeah, because
Chicky made of nuts and gram
groundnuts.
flour.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Shall we
Okay.
wrap
Okay.
up now?
Thank you.
I have
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, listener Toastmaster Shushma, for your amazing session. Now, before we wind up, I would like to say winter, there are very beneficial, it is beneficial for some, it is not beneficial for many people. Many people don't have shelter as well. So they face a lot of situation, and many NGOs are working towards them to improvise their life, like donating blanket or providing them shelter. And many governments like Delhi government or in all over the India, governments are providing shelter to poor people. Overall, I find it good. So when I went to trip to Shimla in my college days, so one of my friend, when the weather was chilly and it was like around 0 degree centigrade, and he took shower at with cold water that time. So I was felt that very what he is doing. And in our family circle or groups, there are many people who don't feel winter at all, and some feel like, oh, there is a too much of cold, so they wear 5 to 10 kind of clothes with on their body. So and I also like to enjoy winter on rare occasion when sun don't come out, and there is a bit of darkness and all. So, and when sunshine in throughout the through from the cloud with apricity during the winter season, so I enjoyed that much. And with that, I would like to ask you one more question. What do snowmen call their offspring?
What?
What do
No.
snowmen call their offspring?
Vampire? No.
Huh?
No.
Snow bees.
Yeah, it could be snow bees and it could be children.
Children, yes.
Yeah. So with this, I would like to conclude my session and hand it over to our president.
Mayur, I
DTM,
want to tell one thing, Mayur.
DTM Milind.
Now time has come. Thank you. The time
Over
has
to you,
come
DTM
to
Milind.
vote for the best role takers. Today the meeting was short, crisp, but of course it gave us a lot of warmth and it had an apicity to us. So please, mate, take out some time to ensure that you vote for different role takers over there, which has been shared in the chat window.
Mayur, I would like to tell one thing. In 1964, I took cold water bath in Nainital. When I visited Nainital, I took cold water bath.
Okay, that's
So
great.
once the voting is finalized,
Himalaya.
just let me know so we can announce it.
Mayur, you took a
Any
photograph.
announcements?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, yeah. Everyone, please turn on your videos so I can take meeting picture of today. And you can you show any pose or something? Or you can shiver like you are feeling cold. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So Deepa, the results are ready.
Check if Deepa is there actually.
Okay, let's check out.
Link.
Deepa is there.
Okay.
Mayur, do you have access to the
Deepa is
drive?
there, Deepa is there.
Okay.
I am here. 1 second.
Yeah, I am also voting. Just a second.
Mayur, I cannot vote at all. What's the reason?
You have to open the link, sir. Are you using phone?
Yeah.
Okay. So it might be difficult for you to see. Anyway, you can go to chat box and open that link, and then you can
Can't
vote.
go to chat box also in my phone.
On your,
Then
you can even vote if you have if you are on
Good to see a
laptop.
lot of guests coming today. So may I ask the guest what is their experience today? Since we have a couple of times before people announce the result.
Thank you,
Please go ahead.
DTM Milind. So it was an impromptu thing. So I saw the link in the WhatsApp 5 minutes before and joined, and I'm very pleased that I made it. And when I
Wow.
joined, you were talking about the BBMP and the potholes and Bangalore. So it's really thought-provoking, very nice. And the best part, I think you manage very well within this 1.5 hours. It's awesome. And I also like to thank Ashwini. I typically don't volunteer for the table topics. I'm still nervous. So she made me do it. I'm happy. It's so wonderful.
Make sure you join next Sunday and next Monday too. Every month we'll add you to the guest list, so it becomes easy. You're free to.
Yeah,
And
thank
about
you.
Jaisurya and Guna, any inputs from your end?
Presiding officer, can I announce the results?
Yeah, go ahead, absolutely. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So the best table topic speaker goes to our speaker one, Toastmaster James. Congratulations, James. Best role taker. And there's a split between the votes. And the winner is General Evaluator Toastmaster Vandana. The best auxiliary role player. Is it tag team or listener? And the answer is it's timer, Deepa. That's a surprise. And best supporting role between SAA, President's Address and Zoom Master. It's the President's Address which won the best role, supporting role. Congratulations. And now, most important, best speaker. And there's a difference of 55% votes and 44.4% votes between the speakers. And the winner is Toastmaster Santosh. The best evaluation goes to TTM Milind. Congratulations to all the winners and to all of you who participated. Keep trying, keep getting better. Over to the President.
So with this, I conclude the meeting number 584 as closed.